The $20 trick.
It seems like everyone wants an upgrade in Las Vegas.
But nobody wants to pay for it.
I mean, as much as we say we don't go to Las Vegas to hang out in the room,
Come on, let's face it, having a high-floor, strip-view suite in Las Vegas is pretty badass.
so how do you score that upgrade without breaking the bank?
That's where the $20 trick comes in.
In this video, we're going to explain the $20 trick, how to do it,
How not to do it,
whether you should do it.
and whether or not it'll likely work for you.
Welcome to episode 2 of Vegas Things. This is Ashton and Jordan from Show Me Vegas.
And welcome to episode 2 of Vegas Things, the series where we tell you about things every Vegas traveler should know about.
So in the first episode of Vegas Things, we discussed the resort fee. Well, now we're talking about maybe one other topic that is more popular than even that.
That's right, this one generates maybe even more buzz and more online posts every day on Vegas forums. We're talking about the $20 trick.
Alright, so first things first, the $20 trick really isn't a trick at all.
What you're essentially doing is offering the front desk clerk a tip in exchange for an upgrade that would normally cost you more money.
So I have you in a 2-bedroom suite on the 12th floor. Is that okay?
Actually, I was wondering if you had any villas available.
Yes, you could simply pay for an upgrade, but what's the fun in that?
Now what you do is you generally present the cash, normally a $20 bill, at check-in, and you ask if there's any complimentary upgrades available.
So you might have heard this referred to as the $20 sandwich, and the reason for that is a lot of people think that when you do the $20 trick, you have to stuff it in between your ID as well as your credit card and actually slide it and hand it to the customer service behind the desk.
I prefer to simply hold the money in my hand, clearly visible out on the counter where they know that they're going to get that tip if they can help me. But however you do it, make sure the money is visible and that they know you're willing to tip them if they can accommodate you.
Okay, so you presented your offer, now what?
So now the front desk clerk is going to go to work checking your reservation and seeing what they have available. Now keep in mind these hotels are so often fully booked that sometimes they overbook the standard room types. So some people are going to get an upgrade just by default, and the tip might just grease the wheels to get you that upgrade over someone else.
So when people talk about getting an upgrade, the first thing they think is that you're going to be getting a huge suite.
Penthouse suites.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
But really an upgrade is any room that's priced higher than the one that you actually booked.
Now depending on the hotel, they might have to go speak with their manager because they're not authorized to release a certain room to you. If they're not able to offer you anything complimentary, they might offer you a paid upgrade, and they'll tell you exactly how much that's going to cost above and beyond what your current reservation is.
So if you decide to accept the upgrade, go ahead and just leave your tip for the clerk behind the desk and just thank them. So if you actually decide to stay in your originally booked room, if they've already taken the money, a lot of the times they'll go ahead and just give it back to you. And at that point, whether or not you decide to tip them is totally up to you. Well, you're probably wondering, does this really work? Well, the answer is sometimes.
Now there are a lot of factors that play into whether or not this strategy is going to work. First and foremost, the hotel's occupancy plays a huge role in whether or not they have an upgrade available to give to you in the first place. That's why you're much more likely to get an upgrade if you're staying during the week. Your status with the property's Players Club definitely has a bearing on whether or not you get an upgrade, and it's always more important than whether or not you offer a tip. Most Players Clubs offer automatic upgrades to certain levels of players if available, such as MGM Rewards Gold members and above. Now on top of those factors, there are some hotels where this simply will not ever work, and that's because of their hotel policy. Some hotels have a policy in place preventing free upgrades because sometimes the front desk clerk works on commission and they get paid for upselling you to a higher room category. In that case, some hotels actually consider it to be theft if somebody takes a tip in exchange for a free upgrade, because it's essentially the front desk clerk giving away something that didn't belong to them in exchange for personal gain. Now, what hotels are those? It's not completely certain. It doesn't even seem to be consistent within companies like MGM Resorts or Caesars Entertainment. It really does seem to be on a hotel by hotel basis. So maybe the best way to tell whether or not this strategy actually works is to find out from people who have tried it before. We posed the poll question in our Facebook group to see how successful the $20 trick has been for people in our group. We got 61 responses. Of those, nearly half of them had tried the $20 trick before, and of those 28, it worked for 23 of them. So it does seem that it, by and large, does have a realistic chance of success. Personally speaking, we've only done this a few times. We don't try it every time we go to Las Vegas by any means, but several years ago at Aria, we were checking in for a 4-night stay, and I offered a $100 tip to the front desk agent. Now, the guy didn't waste more than 3 clicks on his computer before he turned around and went and talked to his front desk manager. They had a very brief conversation before he turned around and came back and offered an upgrade that was pretty sweet. We had a 4-night reservation for just a standard king room at Aria, and what he offered was a studio panoramic suite. We actually have a room tour of that room on the channel. I'm going to link that in the description below so you can see what that room is like, but it is a major upgrade over the standard king at Aria.
Entryway. Absolutely amazing view.
A lot of people say room type, room location, view doesn't matter to them in Las Vegas, and if that's the case for you, then there's no need to try this. Likewise, if you're an MGM Gold or Platinum member or your Caesars Diamond or above, you probably don't need to offer a tip either, because technically you're entitled to a free upgrade. And if you're just not comfortable offering this bribe money to the front desk clerk, just simply be nice and ask if they have any complimentary upgrades available. You never know how it's going to turn out. You may get one for free just because you were the nicest person to that front desk clerk all day, or they may offer you a paid upgrade, but even sometimes those turn out to be a lot better than you expect. Hey, that's it for episode 2 of Vegas Things. Thanks as always for watching, guys. If you have any suggestions on Vegas things you'd like to see covered in one of these episodes, leave a comment down below. As always, if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any videos we put out in the future. Thanks as always to our patrons. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, check us out on Patreon. The address is right down here. And of course, thanks as always to our current Patreons. Your support really means a lot to us. Anyway, we'll see you in a future video, hopefully, because there's always more for us to show you on Show Me Vegas.